Am I the a-hole for cutting off half of my family for uninviting me to a wedding?
So here's the story.
I, 18F, recently made the decision to cut off half of my family, and honestly, I don't know if I'm in the wrong here. But let me rewind a bit and give some backstory, because it didn't just happen overnight. About 5 years ago, a woman named Alyssa, 35F, entered our lives. She started dating my dad, 40M, after he and my mom had been split for some time. Our family was never perfect, but things were generally peaceful. Just your typical family drama that would blow over in a few days. Nothing ever stuck for long. I live in Texas with my grandma, 61F, while my dad, Alyssa, and my younger siblings live in Mississippi. At first, everyone gave Alyssa a fair shot. We welcomed her. But things changed quickly. When she and my dad first got together, they moved in with my uncle, my dad's younger brother, 38M. That's when things started to unravel. I saw firsthand how Alyssa treated my younger siblings, her stepchildren. The difference between how she acted around my dad and how she acted when he wasn't around was honestly disturbing. She would scream at the kids, curse at them, make them feel small, all while putting on this perfect, sweet act for my dad. It felt like something out of a twisted play. She was the loving partner in front of him and a monster behind closed doors. Then came the real betrayal. One night after a party, she ended up sleeping with my uncle, while he was drunk out of his mind. Nothing came out immediately, but months later, when she and my dad were already engaged, the truth finally surfaced. My uncle confessed what had happened, and instead of addressing it like a serious issue, my dad just brushed it off. He said my uncle was a lying drunk, and nothing he said could be trusted. That cut deep. My dad had never spoken that way about his own brother before. It didn't sound like him at all. My grandma and I believe Alyssa had gotten in his head and turned him against his own blood to protect herself. Then came the Facebook war. Once Alyssa got engaged, she started publicly tearing my uncle apart online. She called him a drunk, a woman beater, a man whore, and claimed he would never amount to anything. These were public posts, not private messages.
People saw them.
People believed them. Some of my uncle's closest friends and even a few extended family members distanced themselves from him because of what she said. My uncle, by the way, is none of those things. He's a hardworking, devoted father who does everything he can for his kids. He may have his issues, but he's never been abusive or malicious like Alyssa painted him to be. My grandma saw the posts and was disgusted. She unfriended Alyssa to avoid seeing the hate-filled rants, and I had coincidentally deleted Facebook around the same time for unrelated reasons. But of course, Alyssa noticed. She realized her follower count had gone down and saw that both me and my grandma were no longer connected to her. That's when she sent the text. She messaged my grandma and accused us of being childish and punishing her for speaking the truth. Then, as if that wasn't petty enough, she formally uninvited both of us from her wedding. But it didn't stop there. She said that if we wanted to attend, we would need to write her a sincere apology letter, explaining why we were wrong and basically begging her forgiveness. At that point, me and my grandma just looked at each other like, "Are you serious?" We weren't about to write a groveling letter to a woman who had blown up the family, smeared my uncle's name, and treated her stepchildren like garbage. So we said screw it. We chose to sit the wedding out. That decision had consequences. Because we didn't bow down to her ego, Alyssa decided we no longer deserved to have a relationship with my younger siblings, my 16-year-old brother and 10-year-old sister. She has completely cut us off from them. No phone calls. No visits. Nothing. It hurts. A lot. I miss my siblings every single day. My grandma misses her grandchildren. But we decided we had to draw the line somewhere. We couldn't keep pretending everything was fine just to keep the peace. So we cut off Alyssa and anyone else who stood by her side. Now we're being called immature. People are saying we should have just apologized and moved on for the sake of the family. But how can you move on when the damage is still being done? When the lies are still believed? When the manipulation still has a grip on the people you love? I've been told that family is everything. But what do you do when family chooses someone toxic over truth, loyalty, and decency?
So yeah.
I cut them off. Am I the a-hole?